Hail, and well met, travelers. It's been quite the time since I have been on this channel, expressing content of the finest and highest quality to you. But when I tell you the last months have not been kind, I speak it truly. After my medical incident several months pass, I have become bored. Quite bored. So bored, in fact, that, well, content stopped altogether on this channel. But alas, I come before you today with increased content, new content, superior, some might say, because I have seen the light. For in mine travels, I've encountered a superior RPG, one that hath put others to shame. So today, we shall talk about it, and I shall give you my reasons 5 why I believe this RPG, which I have all but recently discovered, hath defeated all to have come before it. So, with that said, let us get started. So this first topic on our list is quite important. I'm sure you will all agree your character is everything in any game we play. However, I have discovered options. Options are terrible, quite awful, as a matter of fact. I would prefer to have nearly none, really. Spreadsheets are all I need. And I know some of you, the supposed wise among you, might say, but Emmerron, God, skill expression is divine, quite powerful, incredible even. And I say, you are all misguided fools. Misguided. Uneducated. For I have discovered the light. You see, the only characters within the game which we shall not name, which I shamefully have played quite a few hours of, the only ones who truly had it right were the solos, practicing in martial arts, installing linear frames under their bodies. They, objectively, truthfully, hath discovered the way, the only way, to correctly make a character in that quite poorly designed game. So I ask you, would you prefer to have choices, albeit too many choices, some might even argue, or wouldst thou appreciate a simpler way, a way in which thou didst not reinvent the wheel, solve for it even its mathematical complexities? Too much, far too much. So I present an alternative path. Simply look up a character calculator on the divine database that is Google, and from there you shall know divine wisdom. For why would I think when simply I could plug the points in where the calculator says so, numbers go out, my brain expands, the dopamine plentiful. And so I can just watch the game while away, doing the same 5 or 6 different actions. And as I gain more, well, the tricks, they become equally formulaic. It makes me happy. And it should make you happy as well. Cyberpunk, whoa, I spoke that loud. You could do better. Give us less options. More spreadsheets. The second of our topics, I present the levels. Now levels, I'm sure those who have played the inferior RPG that shall not be named, you've seen them. They exist. Sure, but do they matter? I say no. For the combat is, well, it doesn't care about levels, not really. For I, the god at the table, the dungeon master, it's really God, if we're being honest, I cannot crush mine party with a Tarask in the inferior game. Meanwhile, in the superior one, I can simply flex my might, drop the great beast upon mine party, and, well, they know my supreme power. Then I look so cool. And they all die, horribly screaming, until I send myself in so to resurrect them, and the story just gets better from there. I think they'll all agree. However, this Imperial game, it lacks this possibility, even it somehow balances based upon numbers of combatants. What horrible, atrocious creativity. No. Terrible. 5 versus 1, and it can't even crush them? It's a fair fight? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. On its face, ridiculous. Give us better leveling systems, ones that actually matter, that I can crush the players with. That's what real design looks like. The neon, well, it's there. It still occupies my background, regrettably. It's boring. I'm sick of it, tired even, because mirror shades, they're ugly, gaudy, awful, truly awful. Leather jackets, who wears those? Unimpressive by every measure of the imagination. Robes, though. Dress for the job you want, they told me. I wanted to be a god, and I have found ways to become one. Content beyond mere streets, neon, lamps. We need more. And so I say, the Superior RPG has figured this out. Dungeons & Dragons has solved this long ago. The solution? I mean, simply have money. They'll all want to design for your game when inevitably you have the most popular game on the market, and therefore best, because I can simply begin my multiplanar travel through Middle-earth, then the ruins of Symbaroum, and finally I can land in my very own homebrew-designed Spelljammer campaign setting, the desert world of definitely not Arrakis, featuring nomadic peoples who worship worms, with the Y, not the O. Very creative. Cyberpunk. You should just do the logical thing. Design for this system. As a matter of fact, it would probably make your game better. Because as we know, D&D is much older, and therefore better in every way. So if you simply, I don't know, made it compatible, it would be an improvement. A very, very powerful improvement. Consider it. The next point I'd like to make here is that, well, dice. Can't live with them, can't live without them, am I right? However, there are some dice that are better than others, as we can all agree. Have you, dear listeners, been bored of your dice? Every single session just rolling the same 2 shapes. I have gotten quite bored, because I'm tired of pretending the round beauty. A 20-sided die is not the superior form all dies should aspire to. So, I offer the following to you. What is more exciting? Gambling on the 8 faces that could be between a 1 and a 10, or the superior number of 18 between 1 and 20. It's much more exciting. Truly, the superior system. Now, beyond that even, the 20 is just the icing on the cake. The real beauty is the 6 small, only 6 faces. Quite awful. Quite low variance. Terrible. Not large in any way. The D12, by comparison though, quite a bit more faces, double in fact. And the system for calculating damage, multiples of dice, that's a lot of dice. It's silly. But rolling the 12, adding a bunch of numbers via complex, some might even say arcane, there's a word, arcane formulae that only I, the GM, a lesser title, the Dungeon Master, the DM, only I know the formulae which calculate out to the final number. And much like a tax return, my players will have to test and check their own math, which I already know whether it is right or wrong. And at the end of the day, they've forgotten the weaknesses, which, James Hutt, why are there no weaknesses in Cyberpunk? Fire and electricity do nearly nothing. Certainly nothing special, nothing different than a bullet. Come on, man. There's better than that out there. Do better. And finally, we come to the last of our topics on this lovely video, which recaps all the reasons why I think Dungeons & Dragons is any other game, the lesser one most in particular, beat to a pulp even. And that is that it gives you multiple death saves. Now, I ask you, dear viewers, when was the last time you were afforded more than a single death save in the game which shall not be named? Never, most likely. Because you had your fun ruined by a game master. Who are they to tell you that your character cannot survive? I mean, I would like to do it anyway, but you should at least get more than one chance. Because it's more fun to watch you fail after 3 than 1. Kidding me? Of course, the priest down the road probably has Revivify, so it's really just a nap if you think about it. It's fine. You'll be back to having fun, even if that Tarask I mentioned earlier did crush you and your friends. You'll be fine. Bottom line, James, really, what is the deal with 3 death saves not being the norm in your game? You only give them 1? Are you mad? Are you foolish? 1 death save. They'll never have fun with just that. And death? Really dying? No revival option? They have to make a new character each time? And start from nothing? Truly, what have you done? What is this design? Awful. Awful is what it is. And that, my friends, is the 5 things I believe Dungeons & Dragons has over the other unmentionable RPG. I hope all of you have enjoyed this video. If you would like to further support my efforts in creating these sorts of content, please head over to my Patreon, patreon.com/Emmerron. You will find it in the description below this. And there be able to support me for as little as $3 per month and get your name credited in the video. In particular, I would love to thank my patrons who are scrolling by on the screen as I read the following to all of you. Thank you all who are supporting me currently for your support. For today, as much as it is about the joy of discovering new RPGs and relishing in a little bit of fun, I appreciate all of you each and every day, regardless of the jovial fun we have, the pranks I will play, the bits I commit a little too hard to. So, until next time, adventurers, I hope all of you stay safe, stay well, and until next time, peace out.